Greetings, today is Monday, October 7th, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia, and in this video, I will be updating the forecast related to Hurricane Milton, which has just become one of the most intense hurricanes in the history of the Atlantic. It currently has maximum sustained winds of 180 miles per hour, 290 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, the intensification process has continued for approximately 48 hours, and the hurricane has now begun to turn more towards the northeast, which will eventually lead the center of circulation to move over the western part of the Florida Peninsula. Additionally, it is passing quite close to the northern coast of the Yucatán Peninsula, where some hurricane-force wind gusts will be registered, especially along the coast, along with a very dangerous storm surge that could cause damage to structures. However, the good news for the Yucatán Peninsula is that the center of circulation will remain over the waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and the catastrophic winds will not make landfall. This hurricane will go down in history as one of the most intense in the Gulf of Mexico. To give you an idea, it currently has a minimum barometric pressure of 905 millibars. Since 1979, only 5 hurricanes have had a lower barometric pressure than Hurricane Milton. These were historic hurricanes such as Wilma, Gilbert, Rita, Allen, and Katrina. It also ties the minimum pressure recorded with Hurricanes Mitch and Dean. So again, we are witnessing an extreme event that could set new records because it may continue to strengthen throughout the night. Let's look at the infrared satellite animation, where you can see that in the past few hours, the structure of Hurricane Milton continues to improve. It has a very small eye, which is known in English as a pinhole eye, one of the characteristics of the most intense hurricanes we have recorded in the Atlantic. A hurricane hunter plane is on its way to confirm if it continues to strengthen. In fact, it is projected that tonight, the maximum sustained winds will reach 180 miles per hour, 300 kilometers per hour. We also have the Doppler radar animation from the Yucatan region, where you can see that the strongest part of the hurricane remains to the north and northeast of Merida, meaning the strongest winds will stay over the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. However, some outer bands are bringing some rain and hurricane-force wind gusts. Weather conditions will continue to deteriorate along the northern coast of Yucatan over the next 12 to 24 hours. This animation also shows that the movement toward the northeast has already begun, ruling out any landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula today. The consensus remains that the center of circulation will move over western Florida, very near or over cities like Sarasota or Tampa, during the night on Wednesday or early Thursday morning, and then cross over major cities like Lakeland, Kissimmee, and Orlando. Therefore, it's important that residents along this path relocate to a safe place, as the time to prepare is running out. We're talking about approximately 48 hours before weather conditions begin to deteriorate rapidly. And although it is projected to remain a powerful Category 5 hurricane for the next 24 hours, fortunately, there are indications that it could begin to weaken in about 36 hours, just before reaching Florida. We continue projecting that it will arrive as a Category 3, possibly Category 4, hurricane near or over Tampa Bay. That's why a hurricane warning has been issued, covering almost the entire western and central region of Florida, which we can see in red on this map. In blue, we can see the areas currently under a tropical storm warning. While storm surge will affect the entire western coast of the peninsula, and rain will impact almost the entire state, the most destructive winds will affect cities like Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, Tampa, Lakeland, and Orlando. These are the areas that could experience hurricane-force winds, with Category 3 winds expected especially in cities like Sarasota and regions bordering Tampa Bay. Additionally, remember that with this trajectory over St. Petersburg, the right side of the circulation will bring southwest winds, where a historically unprecedented storm surge could be recorded in over 100 years. Therefore, historic flooding could be reported in Sarasota and Tampa Bay. While today's news is about how powerful this hurricane is, it doesn't mean it will make landfall as a Category 5. Remember, it is projected to begin weakening in about 36 to 48 hours, and we can see this in one of the intensity models. First, note that over the next 48 hours, this model even strengthens the system further, approaching a minimum barometric pressure of 900 millibars, which would set some records for rapid intensification. However, by Wednesday and Thursday, notice how the barometric pressure increases as it approaches Tampa, according to this model. The consensus is that it will weaken as it nears the coast, but it is projected to arrive as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane, which can cause catastrophic damage along its path. In the next animation, we see the wind gusts projected by the German model. In pink, we have winds over 100 miles per hour affecting coastal areas near Spring Hill, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, while in red, we see the projected hurricane-force winds, and in orange, the tropical storm-force winds. The area that will experience hurricane-force winds extends from Cape Coral, Port St. Lucie, Tampa, Orlando, all the way to Palm Coast. If you live in these counties, check whether you're in a safe place or relocate or evacuate your area. In addition to the wind, remember that excessive rainfall accumulations are expected, between 4 to 12 inches, over the next 96 hours. Significant flooding may be reported as far away as Jacksonville and Gainesville, as well as across the rest of the Florida peninsula. Also, look at the maximum storm surge expected between Sarasota and Tampa Bay, projected at 10 to 15 feet above sea level, which could cause devastation along Florida's western coast. With the floods and the wind, significant power outages are expected, shown in red, in places like Orlando, Tampa, Kissimmee, Lakeland, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, while in orange, some cities may experience regional outages, including Jacksonville, Gainesville, Fort Myers, and Port St. Lucie. For Southeast Florida and Miami, some localized outages may be reported, but they shouldn't cause major inconveniences. And as if that weren't enough, there is also a high risk of tornadoes, especially as the circulation nears the coast, so keep in mind that tornadoes could be reported between Wednesday and Thursday. Well, that's all for this video. We will continue with special coverage of this historic event, and it's very important that if you live in Florida, you stay updated with the latest forecasts. So you don't miss any videos I'll be recording during this coverage. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications when I upload new videos. Well, I'll see you the next video.